Good morning. My name is Mindy Brown from Mansfield High School in DeSoto Parish, Louisiana. I am the ACT prep teacher here at Mansfield High School. I teach seniors. Today, our objectives for today is that we want to create and or solve problems concerning the area of rectangles, triangles, and circles. Memorize and recall formulas and test hints for the math ACT test. You know, the ACT test does not provide formulas to students. They have to have those memorized and know how to apply them. And we also want to build students' confidence on the math test. Here at Mansfield High School, our average math ACT score is a 16. College benchmark readiness by ACT standards is a 19 in math. So overwhelmingly of our 99 seniors, the majority of them are not ready for college math. And my overall goal is for all of my students to meet college benchmark readiness, which is a 19. So that means for some students, they only need to reach one more point. Other students, we need to make growth of at least 5 points in math. So some of the things that I feel like the committee will need to know is that my school is on semesters. So we are only on the 8th day of class with new students. And so we are starting off very slowly. Some of the things that I want to see from them by the February test, the March test, the April test, we are still working our way there because this is a brand new semester with brand new students. In this particular group of students, I don't have any accommodations that need to be made as far as 504 or exceptionalities. However, as with all classes, I do have some what would be considered high learners and low learners, and they're going to be strategically partnered, some based on ability level, some based on personality level, who works better, maybe a more outgoing student with a shy student, but their partners in their groups were very intentional as far as their seating and working with their shoulder partner.
Ringer for today is on the board. You're going to get out your flashcards from yesterday and quiz your shoulder partner on the formulas. And we'll take about 2 minutes just to refresh our memory from what we learned at our last class period, okay? Well, the trapezoid is also based on the triangle is just based on height divided What is the radius? 162. While y'all are turning to page 162, I'm going to pass out some scratch paper for you to work.
So the height is x plus 3, and then the base would be 2x plus 1. Then you have to put it out. Distribute it across. So you know you can do the formula of a triangle, which is base times height divided by 2. So it can't be H or G for sure. Or
J.
Or A squared plus 3.
Do you have anything different from what I got, or do you agree?
But then,
He wants to double area. So when you think about change, it's just adding something. Doubling is a multiply times 2. What does he want his area?
the F is C.
He wants his area to be 120. So let's draw a new rectangle.
Okay, so
And so I'm going to have the area inside the rectangle. Okay, and then what he is going to increase the length, and what is the new increased length going to be? 12. Okay, and so now so you have to solve for the second side, which you've already done some quick math in your head and said that the width is going to be 10. So now what does the rest of the question say?
The 10 millimeters will be increased by 2 meters. By how many meters must the width increase?
Okay, so it wants to know about the increase. So let's relabel. The way you have these sides labeled, 6 and 10, you labeled them differently here and here. So let's go ahead and put the 12. Let's go ahead and label them the same way we labeled them before.
the 12 on top now.
Okay, so when we're looking at the width, how much did it increase from here to here?
4.
4, okay. So what is your answer going to be?
4.
We're gonna divide in 2 groups, so I want y'all 4 to be a group, 4 in the back to be a group, y'all 4 be a group, and then the 4 in the back to be a group.
I'm gonna do the base, y'all. This is a small triangle. We're gonna do this is the height. So it's directly at 8. Okay, y'all, and the base. Yeah, it's a congruent triangle. Wherever the top is gonna be. Hold it up. It's 18. So both of the sides will be 8. Okay, on a big triangle, the height is going to be 12. Directly at 12.
So I estimated 2 feet would be right.
And it's another congruent. So it's going to be 30. Yeah, 30. It's okay. Oh, wow. So both of them sides. Just one of them.
We should do one in times about 4. Okay. Yeah, sign the area of circle. This is the
We use not
divided by 2.
Oh, okay. I see. Now, we need the area outside, the exterior area. And we need the interior.
3.14 miles. Oh, that's what times 1.25 square. The ratio stuff from like yesterday when we were doing the green, that probably yesterday started the ratio.
Want them to solve for, they're gonna need to solve for width, and then add it all up. I think that's a great problem. And so come up with answer choices, like, okay. Where maybe they only add 3 sides, or maybe they end up multiplying or dividing. That's a very good problem, because it's a multi-step problem, and that's what the ACT is like. Very good. Tiara's group would trade papers, and then CK's group and Mackenzie's group would trade papers. Okay, stop. So first we're talking about what? The length, the height, or the base?
You're talking about the leaves. No, that's the base.
Again.
That's the base. They know the base of the smaller.
Read this part.
Of the smaller right triangle.
So we're talking about the base of the height. Okay, so but what has Tanisha labeled?
Oh.
So, hold on. Very good.
We got 164. But it was like, asking what's the area of what time. And we just
Drive me.
time 14, but we getting it, so we just did 46 minus what we got right
How you
now.
know? What you did?
So when you use their
I already
dimensions of
did
23 times,
6 times 2 is 12.
that is 322.
Hello.
However, so I feel like
Oh.
the way that y'all did it was
16
correct. I feel like they made a mistake in the way that they worded their problem, but y'all did solve for the
30
area.
times 12.
They just gave you, they didn't give you the right
12 times 4.
answer choices. Okay?
Wrong.
But you just took the area, you took what you got, and you subtracted it. So probably what they meant to say is what is the area of the shaded portion instead of the inner rectangle. So really, if they just would have taken out inner rectangle and put the shaded portion, then 164 would be the correct answer. So y'all did very good. When they get done, why don't y'all go check on them to see how they did with your problem, and then give them some feedback on their problem.
You said I 2.5. Then y'all said round. So you made it 10. So I just made it 3. And so 3 times 4 is
Well, if you know that the island has 4 circles in a diameter of 2.5, you'll find the radius and then do that times that 4.
Yeah, you gotta find the area of the circle. Because you can't paint the circles. The circles are cut out.
You can't paint over the circle, so you gotta subtract whatever.
Because it says 4 circles cut out of it.
You gotta find your area, so now you gotta do 2.5 divided by.
It's like 1.565. So
Once you find your area of the circle, you subtract it by find the area of the circle first. Yeah. And then you have 4 circles.
So it's 1.25.
Then they took that.
Your radius.
square. Okay. You just add that up 4 times? Because it's 4 islands?
Times 4.
Okay. 19.6. You said rounded, so it's going to be 20. So it's going to be 20. It's all 4 islands, so 8,496 minus 20 equals 8,476. So the answer is E, right? I figured this out at the beginning.
You gotta convert your answer back.
Bro, that...
Now how you convert it?
Okay, you have 4 circles.
5 by 12.
And I like how y'all did it. Y'all put 2706 though. That was fine.
That we did in class yesterday, they did the same thing. They gave you in inches, and then they came down there and wanted you to do it in feet. So the ACT, they did a very good sample problem, because the ACT will ask you questions like that. Okay? All right.
What I wanted to speak about in my debrief is something that I don't feel like was captured adequately by the camera. For our exit ticket, the exit ticket for the students was to be able to solve the created problem that each of the groups had come up with. They traded. So the problem that group 3 created was solved by group 4, and the problem that group 4 created was solved by group 3, and so on and so forth with groups 1 and 2. So what I don't believe was caught necessarily on the camera was our reflection piece. So I reflected with each group individually. It was not a whole group reflection. Since each of them were not doing the same problems, I wanted to individually talk with each group to see how they were able to not only solve the problem that was given to them, but if the need arose for them to go to the group that had their problem and be able to explain it. And you do see group 3 explaining how to work their problem to group 4. However, you do not see a whole group reflection. And so I just wanted to mention that in my debrief. It's not that there was a lack of reflection. It is just that I reflected with each group so that I could see how they were able to solve the problem and work together. So group 4 did have a hard time solving group 3's problem, and some of them appeared to have not grasped the concept. Now, they did have a harder problem because it did include the area of a rectangle and the area of circles, and then they also had to make a conversion from inches to feet. So they did have a harder problem. But it does let me know that perhaps I need to do some rearranging in that group 4 for future lessons. And just when I proceed in future class blocks, just to know that those are some skills that I needed to work on. Overall, I feel like all the objectives were met, and I received some great feedback and things to reflect on for future class periods, going forward to making sure that my students are successful on the ACT. Thank you.